would certainly like to thank the area fair kitchen staff for preparing that wonderful breakfast for us this morning. So if we can give them a round of applause, it was a wonderful breakfast. Thank you. As was already said, this event this morning is to give a tribute to all of the folks that make this fair possible and contribute to the agricultural activities and the importance of that industry in our county. And with that in mind, as we prepared for this event, we thought we would invite the press, and we do have some of those folks here today. We're going to have speakers from the Fair Board, from the Expo Center, and also from our new tourist promotion agency, the Lebanon Valley Destination Marketing Organization. You have to take a deep breath before you say that. But our president, Laura, is working on an alternative to that. So the website clearly says visit the Lebanon Valley. So I think she's working on something. I may be stealing her thunder. I don't want to do that. So without further ado, what I would like to do is welcome Sue Werner to the podium this morning. And Sue is the chair of the Fair Board, and she's going to talk about the fair and her part that she plays in that. So Sue.
As all the cameras start clicking, really guys, hang tight. Anyway, good morning everybody, and we're really happy to see some bright and shining, smiling faces this morning. Probably my face is the most tired one here because I like to sleep in the morning. This fair kills me every year. But we want to officially welcome everybody to the 59th Annual Lebanon Area Fair. Especially want to appreciate to Commissioner Ames, wherever he went to. Okay. Thank you for setting us up. Thank you for thinking of it. Thank you for wanting to promote all the various things that you are. Two key words that I think of is volunteerism and collaboration when I start thinking about the Lebanon Area Fair, and I'll touch on both of them. But this is one of the parts of collaboration of us all working together to get everything better. We spoke of volunteers, and I'm up here in front of you, but let me tell you, I'm just one teeny little speck that unfortunately had to choose to be up here to talk this morning. Volunteerism, it's the most important thing. We could not have a fair without the hundreds of volunteers that we have here, so I want to first off thank all of them right now. So my topic was, why are fairs important to agriculture, and why are the people, and what is the purpose? Why are we having this thing called this Lebanon Area Fair? Well, if I took a helicopter and dropped any of you right smack in the center of Lebanon County, where would you be? The biggest urban center that we have here in Lebanon County, right? But just venture a little bit north, south, east, west, and where do you find yourself? You're looking at some of the most technologically advanced farms, some of the best farmland that's even in the country. That's why we need to be promoting agriculture here, because we have so much great stuff here in Lebanon County. We do have pockets of little suburban areas like Lickdale, where I'm from, or Richland, or Jonestown, which doesn't even have a traffic light yet. But by and large, we are an agricultural community. We've got over 100,000 acres of farmland here in Lebanon County, and we're pretty high in the rankings when it comes to milk production, when it comes to broiler production, which is the chickens that you eat, for those of you that don't know. Layered production, or egg production here in Lebanon County. We have a very large turkey farm that's out in the north end of the county. I heard that one too. And dairies, as I said before, we are state-of-the-art in a lot of the dairy facilities that we have around here. Having said all that, though, fairs are pretty doggone important. The first time this happened to me, I thought it was a fluke, but it's happened to me 2 more times in this last year, for a total of 3 times. My family raises rabbits and goats as a hobby, and when you're given a lot, you need to go back out in the community and serve. So one of the things we do a lot of petting zoos, we try to do educational programs for the kids. The first time that I was holding a rabbit, a black and white rabbit, and a child came up to me and said, "Look at the pretty cow." I thought, we're in trouble. I thought, this was just a fluke. It's happened to me 2 times since. So you can see, we need to get out there, and the fair is one of the ways we can get out and educate people about agriculture. I mean, like I said, I was blown away, but that's what's happening. So we're getting generations removed from the farm. So there's 109 fairs that are across the state of Pennsylvania. Lebanon County only has 1, pretty doggone good one. Lancaster County has, I think it's like 8 of them that are smaller. All of us have different things that we bring to the table, these 109 fairs. But the 2 things that we all bring to the table is the fact that we are there to educate the people, because about 98% of the people do not live on farms, really don't have a chance to get out, even though their employment might connect them to agriculture somehow. They really are that far removed from the farm. The other part of our mission is to, hey, provide a venue for competition and bragging rights. You know, I have the Grand Champion Holstein for a whole year, you know, until it comes back again to the next fair. Here at the Lebanon Area Fair, we had about 800 people bringing exhibits, but then when you start counting up the people that are entering our tractor pulls and all that, our exhibitor numbers are well over 1,200. Our exhibit numbers are well over 7,000, and we give out quite a bit in prize money too to encourage these people to be coming to exhibit at the fair. So that's probably about all I want to say right now, except for the fact that come back to this collaboration, come back to the volunteerism. The fairs are, you think of volunteers, you think of people, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, but when the fair actually encompasses more volunteers than any other group there is across the state of Pennsylvania. And that's why when we do go to our legislators, or we do talk to people, we have a little bit of pull, we have a little bit of say, because who doesn't go to the fair, who doesn't enjoy the fair? It's a good thing, it's a good feel-good kind of thing. So I do want to thank our public officials for realizing the importance of agriculture. And as Mr. Kerwin will be talking later, we have a state-of-the-art, I'm going to use that term again, facilities here for our fairgrounds. There is not another fairgrounds that any of the fairs use across the state that is better than this one. We have buildings, a lot of them have tents. We have air conditioning, a lot of them have ventilation as the free air is going by. We have so many advantages here, except, where's Michelle? Electric. We could use a little bit more electric on the grounds. Okay, we use a lot more electric. So please hear me all that when we say that. You know, that's probably the biggest thing that we do need to improve here on the fairgrounds. But thank you very, very much for the facilities. Thank you very much for the people who had the foresight to create these facilities that we could be promoting agriculture and promoting the fairs. Like I said, thank you to our elected officials. We also really want to thank the media because they help us get the story out. So we appreciate you all being here. You see the Daily News. Tim McGowan, you've been wonderful providing pictures for us. It's a volunteer organization. We couldn't be anywhere, do anything without all of you. So having said that, let's talk a little bit about our facilities, and I think I need to be introducing Mr. Pat Kerwin.
Good morning, everyone. I'd also like to welcome you here to the Lebanon Fair and also to the Lebanon Valley Expo Center. I'm new as the executive director here. I've been here about 8 or 9 months, and it's been a fabulous experience. I'd like to introduce a few of our board members, just to take a moment here in the audience. Harry Bachman's in the back. He's the president of the board. Harry's been involved with this facility for decades. Let's see who else is. Wes Harding here. Wes Harding's here, one of our board members. John Harrell, he was here. I don't know if he's not. I think that's it. Bill Ames is a member of the board. Also present with us today is Richard Kreider. Dick Kreider back here in the back, who's a past president. We call him President Emeritus. That's what I call him. Active in this for many years. His family was one of the ones that founded this facility. We thank you all of you for your building such a great facility. As you heard this morning, I think most of you probably have already experienced, this fair is a fabulous event. It's a wonderful representation of our rich Lebanon County agricultural heritage. It offers something for everyone, and it has a genuine wholesomeness and niceness about it that's really a rarity, I think, in today's society. This is truly a great event. I just love walking through the fair. You see the little kids who are so excited about getting onto the rides and seeing the animals and interacting with each other. Then you have the flirty teenagers who are doing their things, and then the moms and the dads and the grandmas and grandpas who are working in the, here enjoying it. There's multi-generational, both from the standpoint of people who are working the fair and those who are attending. I can remember bringing our children here, of course. Now they're bringing their children here. This is a tremendous asset for Lebanon County. It's really a wonderful, wonderful experience. It just gives you a happy feeling. I was here last night with my wife when we were walking through, and she said, I kind of feel like a 10-year-old. I'm thinking, that's it. That's the way this fair makes you feel. It's a great experience. That's a happy, nice experience, and we're so very fortunate to have it. And I'd like to recognize Sue Werner and her board of directors and that army of volunteers that she talks about. It would not be possible, and it is all volunteers, and this is a massive thing to coordinate. They just do a fabulous job, and we as Lebanon County residents, I think, are indebted to them for providing this for us, and maybe we could give them, Sue and her board, a round of applause. Many of the board members are here. I'd just like to give a brief commercial about the Expo Center. It's a very special community asset. It not only generates economic activity, but it also adds to the quality of our lives. This fair is a good example. Please take a minute to review the upcoming show schedule, and that's just for the balance of this year. I have these as handouts if you'd like one when you leave on a smaller version, but you can see the level of activity that takes place here. And many of those activities are Lebanon County based. It is a great facility. We do everything from cow shows, the business expos, town hall meetings, music concerts, soccer games, USO dances. This is a great facility. It's a wonderful asset. If you participate in an event in another facility, perhaps it would be something that you could think about bringing here, because this facility has it all. As Sue mentioned, we're air conditioned, we're state of the art, we have Wi-Fi, easy in, easy out, easy access to the turnpike and Route 81. It is a tremendous facility, and we encourage you to think of it as your facility and help us to continue to bring business here. I'd like to take a minute to give a shout out to the county commissioners for their support. They've been absolutely wonderful. And that's Commissioner Phillips, Litz, and Ames. As I mentioned, Commissioner Ames is a member of the Expo board. He attends and is actively involved, and we appreciate that support very much, you guys. It's now my pleasure to introduce Laura Putt, the newly hired president of the Lebanon Valley Destination Marketing Organization. Laura is doing a great job. The Expo and the DMO work closely together to attract and retain events at the Expo Center. As you'll see in a moment, Laura is enthusiastic, committed, and capable. In a few short months on the job, she's accomplished a great deal, including the creation and distribution of 50,000 community guides, all about Lebanon County. Here's Laura Putt.
Thank you, Pat. And thank you, everybody, for having me here today. With Pat, the only thing I think he left out about me is that I am a shameless self-promoter. So I'm going to take a few minutes today to talk about the Lebanon Valley Destination Marketing Organization. Whew, which you really do need to take a breath for it before you say it. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I'm so honored to be here this morning representing the Lebanon Valley. I grew up in a more urban setting, and therefore I really didn't have a lot of opportunities to come to events such as this fair. When I was intimately introduced to the Lebanon Valley in college, I immediately fell in love with it, the community itself, as well as the people. And as Pat said so perfectly, it just has a genuine niceness about it. And I think that goes for the area, but especially the people. And that's one thing that makes me so passionate about what I do here with the DMO. I've told everybody about our area. And some of my best stories have started here. And I'm so lucky that today my job is to tell the story of the Lebanon Valley. And as the tourist promotion agency, my whole job is to promote what we have here and tell its story, whether it's lodging, recreation, our great history, or some of the great places we have to eat. We're here to loudly proclaim the merits of what we have to offer, both to our own community as well as visitors. And as many of you are aware, can you hear me? I'm at that awkward in-between. Okay. As all of you are aware, really, we're in our infancy stages, only in the 5th month of our existence. And because one of the first things we discovered was that it's nearly impossible for me always to say Lebanon Valley Destination Marketing Organization, we're going to start branding ourselves as Visit Lebanon Valley, as you'll see behind me here. You can start noticing our logo as you're out and about in the community. One of the biggest tasks we have set before ourselves for the first year is that we want to build brand recognition and relationships within our own backyard. So as you're out, please take notice of our logo wherever you go. Specifically in our new community guidebooks, which was mentioned by Pat. It was previously called the Visitor's Guide. We rebranded it a little bit to make it a community guide. We're hoping to reach out to our own residents and really offer them something for themselves. Because as important as it is that we receive visitors, it's also important that we proclaim what we have to offer to our own area residents so that they become ambassadors for our region. It's our hope that local businesses will begin to utilize our offerings at the DMO so that we can serve as a megaphone in reaching the consumers. And likewise, we want the consumers to think, what's there to do in the Lebanon Valley? Oh, let me go to visitlebanonvalley.com and find out. We hope to have a full calendar of events. And as I mentioned, our website, we quietly launched our new site this week. And while we do have quite some way to go in adding content and information, the framework is there. Mike Beckley had the great idea that we should get it up as soon as possible because we do have quite a number of visitors here from out of town. So we'll be adding to that as we go. But in the meantime, you can check it out. And again, that was visitlebanonvalley.com. Another thing we need to mention is that we just opened a new office location at 31 South 8th Street. And we're also excited about that location. It's truly in the heart of it all, located in the county seat, and as adjacent to the farmers market, we'll surely get a lot of traffic there, especially because the community has helped us to set up a mini museum, which allows us to tell the story both past, present, and future of Lebanon Valley, where we're going, where we've been, and what we're doing now. We've had a ton of traffic. So many people are coming in to talk to us and introduce themselves, and we're so pleased to be there. And if anybody has time, drive by the office. Again, it was on South 8th Street, and you'll notice the new signs that were just installed yesterday. I think I've been grinning like a fool ever since because they look so awesome. If anybody wants to see them, I have it on my phone, and I'm eager to show anybody who will look. And above forming a strong presence with our community members, the board of directors and myself are working hard to form strong professional alliances. For example, we're here at the fair today. We want to celebrate in the success of the fair and all that they've done and share their story with the world. We want to help them any way possible to reach their goals. I think one of my friends was over last night and she was so excited that her little girl was able to enter a chicken into our fair because all of the fair poultry shows have been canceled across the state. But because Dana, as chairman of the poultry show, had the great idea that you could enter photos to raise money for Conquer Cancer with a Quarter, something to that effect. My friend's little girl is going to be here tonight, and we have a really nice donation to contribute. And we're so excited to be a part of that. And the fair really reaches, I think it's between 70,000 and 100,000 visitors from all over our area, but also the Mid-Atlantic region. And we're so pleased to be a part of that and help further the mission of the fair. Likewise, we've been working closely with Pat here at the Expo Center, and the Expo Center really seems to be bursting with events all year round. And under Pat's leadership, more and more shows are being booked here. And together, he and I can make certain that as the visitors are here, each and every hour of their day is spent pleasurably and with all of their needs taken care of, And we know that they'll come back year after year. We'll turn them into those loyal repeat customers who are really ambassadors for our community. And what it comes down to is that the direct sales from tourism in Lebanon County alone is $200 million annually. And I know that with the aggressive efforts with our team here today and all of our other strong community partners, the story that I'm going to be able to tell about the Lebanon Valley is that we are a thriving place to live, work, and play. And thank you for letting us be a part of that as the new tourist promotion agency. Now I'm pleased to introduce to you Dana Lake, who is an extremely busy man. And speaking of having to take a breath before I say things, Dana is a member of the Fair Board, the DMO Board, chairman of the Poultry Show, and he is also chairman of the entertainment here at the fair. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dana Lake. I have been a Lebanon Area Fair Board member since 1999. And like Laura said, I am on the new Destination Marketing Organization. And why I'm here today is to tell you a little bit of the history of fairs in Lebanon County and how we got to where we are today. So, Dalton, my son, is holding here a picture of the old Lebanon Fairgrounds right here, the grandstand we used to have. That fair was on an area west of the city of Lebanon, and it was called the Mifflin Estates. It's near what we know today as Oak Street and near the old casino roller rink. The certificate we got over here is dated 1839. This hangs in Pat Kerwin's office. As much as I know, that's the earliest date that we have yet fairs were going here in Lebanon County. I'm holding, and a matter of fact, that fair went till 1939. Unfortunately, in 1939, that fair ceased operations. Mr. Kreider said for a few years we did not have fairs, but all of a sudden the fairs started up again in area high schools like Iona, Marstown, and they had the fairs at those schools until 1957. And in 1957, Lebanon County residents thought, hey, it's time to get the fair back together again. I'm holding a premium book right here from the very first fair, and on the cover it will tell you it was held in 1957, and it was held at the Ebenezer School and Fire Hall grounds. The fair then moved a couple places. It moved to the Fredericksburg Fireman Park, and from there it ended up in Annville, Mr. Ames' hometown there. It was at H&H Tack Shop. Well, we got to the point where, according to Mr. Richard Kreider, where is he sitting out there, according to him, in 1969, a group of farmers got together with the vision of having a permanent home for the Lebanon Area Fairgrounds. You guys are standing in it right now. With the help of Elmer Plaster, the 25 guys that got together and ladies purchased this piece of land. It used to be called the Bamberger Farm. Something I learned from Mr. Kreider yet I did not know until this year, the very first building it was built on our fairgrounds here happens to be the building we're standing in, the pavilion. I did not know that till this year. That brings us up to today, the 59th Lebanon Area Fair, the 2015 edition. I'd like to tell you some interesting facts about this year's fair. Like Sue said, we have a total of 893 exhibitors showing something. We have a total of 6,372 entries, from Legos to posters to flowers to the animals. And here is the reason why the Lebanon Area Fair is special. Us Fair Board members go to a lot of different zone meetings and a lot of fair meetings. And a lot of times we'll have fairs come up and say, how do you do this? Listen to the amount of animals that are being shown here at our fair. And it seems like, Michelle will tell you, it keeps going up and up and up. We got record numbers of animals this year. We have 596 dairy cows being judged this year. We have, and that's a record, we have 188 swine being shown this year. That's hogs. That's another record. We have 83 sheep, 31 beef, 150 goats, 375 rabbits and guinea pigs, and 44 dairy beef. Unfortunately, like Laura said, we do not have any poultry. But at this time, I'd like to thank WLBR and FM 100. We have teamed up with them with Conquer Cancer with a Quarter. And if you, later on when you go on your back scene tour, you will see what I'm talking about. But we have 8x10 pictures hanging with the chickens, and you can vote on it. Everybody has this week with quarters. At this point, as of last night, we have raised $1,236 for Conquer Cancer the Quarter, which we will give to WLBR and FM 100 next week. Another thing, if we are the only fair in Pennsylvania doing, we were not allowed to have our incubator. So when you go on the tour, you will see we have a TV set over there from Morrissey's, a TV and appliance in Riceville, and we hooked up with the Lebanon Daily News. We weren't not going to have our incubator. So I came up with the crazy idea of putting our incubator in the office of Lebanon Daily News on 8th Street, and that's where it is. And all week long on their website and on our TV, people all over Lebanon County and people in Allentown were watching the chicks hatch. So Lebanon Area Fair comes up with some great ideas. I'd like to tell you some of the highlights of this year's fair. We have 20, that's right, thanks to my entertainment committee and my co-chairman Russ Wolf, and George Young's a big help in this. We have 20 different musical entertainment going on this week. We have a stage up there, it is huge, very nice. We have this going on. We have bands going on too at one time. In the red and white tent, you'll see a little later on from Philly, we have Dave Derwin, the one-man sideshow. And a little later on, I'll tell you, because you guys are gonna get to see a special showing of this. But all I wanna end up by saying is what Sue Werner said. The volunteers of the Lebanon Area Fair here in Lebanon County, since I've been on this board and since I've been showing since I've been in middle school, is unbelievable. People like Tom Fitting, yet sang the national anthem. That gentleman's out here every day with his crew making sure the garbage got picked up. And like Ben Bowe, an old volunteer that used to help her, used to say, how do you tell if your fair is full? You tell by the amount of garbage, and we've had a lot of garbage this week, so we must be doing pretty good. But in a few minutes, you guys are going to get to take a back scene tour of the Lebanon Fairgrounds. We're going to start in the fair office where it all starts. We have 3 girls that work in there since around June 1st, and they get all the entries together with help with Jenny and Emily, and that's how it all starts. For the first year, we had entries taken on internet, and it worked out pretty good, so I think we'll keep that up. But from there, I'll take you on a tour behind the scenes. You'll get to see all the animal exhibits, all the exhibits in the West Hall. You'll get to talk to some kids that are showing, some adults that are showing, and then we're going to end up at the milkshake stand. Everybody who's going on the tour is going to get one of our Lebanon Area Fair famous milkshakes. And then from there, we're going to go up to the highlight of the 2015 Lebanon Area Fair. One of the best tiger shows in the whole country, very education. At 11 o'clock, we'll be giving a special show just for you guys. So once again, thank you for coming out to the Lebanon Area Fair 2015 edition. Hope you enjoy it. We still got 2 more big days going. And don't forget Saturday night, the Demo Derby, fireworks. And thank you. And in a few minutes, don't forget, you want to go in that backyard scene, back scene? We'll take it.